to know the artist behind the epic melodies, songs, and beats. Celebrating the best new music from around the world. This is the A State of Trance podcast.
What's up? My name is Ruben de Ronde and welcome to a new A State of Trance podcast. And today's guest is one of the trance music most promising new voices, not only because who he is, but mostly because of what he's making. And you might know his father, Ian Stanwyck, a giant basically in our scene. But this conversation is about the man that's sitting next to me right now. River, how are you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm not too bad, thank you.
Yeah?
You good?
What is it like to be back here in the studio?
Great.
Yeah?
It's just, I love the studio, it's so cool. The offices are great.
Yeah, so you had a little bit of a tour, I guess. And
Yeah.
You've been here before with Amsterdam Dance Event, I think? Or was it?
No, I came here for the Rotterdam.
Oh, that's true. Earlier this year.
Party.
Was a little bit some more people in here back then. So how are you doing, man? You enjoyed your set in the club?
Yeah, no, it was really cool. Bit weird, but no, I really enjoyed it.
To play in front of no one.
Yeah.
You just said your A&R manager in front of you. You were like, see if he approves what I'm doing right now. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about what you're doing right now, what you're doing in the future. And of course, we have to touch base on your father a little bit as well, because I've always been a big fan of him. I toured with him sometimes as well, so it's funny to see his son here in the studio. But first, we're going to do a little quick fire. So I have a couple of questions for you, and you just give a short and brief answer. And if I want to have some more info about it, then I'll get back to it, okay?
All right.
Day or night studio sessions?
Day. Because I can have it louder.
Analog synths or digital?
I have to say digital, because I never really use analog ones.
Okay. Most overused plugin that you're using right now?
Probably just Fab Filter Pro Q3 or SSL compressor, the Waves one.
Okay. Those are two interesting ones, definitely. Coffee or tea while making music or something else?
Coffee.
Finish this sentence. A track isn't done until
you can play it in front of your family and everyone.
Okay.
It's nuts. Even the ones that don't like dance music.
So you play it yourself a few times and until a certain moment you're like, okay, this is it. The weirdest sound you have ever sampled or created?
I sampled, when I went traveling in Vietnam, I sampled like a choir sort of thing we were walking past on the street.
So you're walking past the choir, you just had a microphone out and you're like, okay, I want to get this.
Yeah.
Did you do anything with it?
On a
Not
unreleased track I sort of got as like a background texture really far back. Sort of just put a massive LFO on it and just
It's like a pink noise happening here and there. I like that one. Your go-to snack during long studio hours? A non-sponsored thing, by the way.
Probably chicken nuggets.
Chicken nuggets? Okay, interesting. One preset that you use all the time that you're not embarrassed to say?
Preset?
Yeah.
What, like synth?
Yes, yeah.
Serum. I'm not embarrassed about. I do like Silent, even though it gets a bit of a bad rep.
Silent is so good, man. Is there any bank that you use a lot? Like a typical preset bank of someone?
The Producer School ones are pretty good.
Okay.
The TPS.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably that. The Ecstatic one, I think.
Okay.
And Serum.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, definitely. A track you will play during a 3 a.m. road trip. So you sit in the car somewhere on your way, I don't know, maybe back from the club or whatever.
3 a.m. Probably Shine On You Crazy Diamonds by Pink Floyd.
Interesting choice. I have to look it up. I don't know that one. And now a track that you would save for a sunrise festival set.
Oh.
So picture this. You're somewhere in an outdoor festival. The sun is coming up. You're DJing. A few thousand people in front of you.
Probably.
What is the track?
Need to Feel Loved.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Which version? It's going to spark a debate.
Is it? I can't remember. Is it
Adam K?
Adam K remix.
Oh, that's a good one. I tried to buy it on vinyl, but it costs like 200-300 euros just to get it. It's so good. Well, thank you for answering all these questions. Let's dive into the first part, because let's start with the obvious. You grew up around music.
Yeah.
I guess 24/7.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first time you felt music was just something that you were near, like you were in an environment where music was everywhere, but you wanted to be part of it? What is the moment that you were like, okay, now it's time for me to step up and not only listen to the music, but also interact with it?
Well, I started playing instruments really young, like 7. I started playing, the bass was my first instrument. And then I played in like this, it was like an after school club kind of thing. They basically just put a band on and we do like performances, which was cool.
Yeah.
And then I sort of stopped doing that when I was like 13. Because I actually, at the time, because of my dad playing like hard trance the whole time, I actually like disliked dance music for ages.
Yeah.
And then I went to my first festival and I was like, oh, love this.
Which festival was that? Because it was an all ages thing?
Well, I think I might have been underage actually. It was
Fake
Reading.
ID things.
Yeah. But no, it was Reading Festival. They had like a bit of dance music on. So I started getting into it again. And then I think a couple more years later now, I was bored in sixth form because you got like 3 periods during lessons. So I was like, oh, do you know GarageBand?
Yeah.
On your phone?
Yeah.
So I started making...
Oh, on your phone?
Yeah. So I started making like little like hip hop beats. And so I asked my dad, oh, can you show me how to produce in the studio? And then I sort of just naturally went into dance music because he seen I was getting into it. He was showing me all like the classics and all like the...
Yeah.
So pretty quickly I started going into dance music.
Ah, okay. So you started out playing bass. You did some bass.
Yeah.
You did some after school band things with your friends, and then you started shifting into actually producing rather than just bass playing.
Yeah. Like a 5-year gap, but
5-year gap, you know. So, like I said, your dad is such a huge figure especially in the trance world. Has there ever been a moment that it feels like you're jumping into a legacy, or is it something that you're like, okay, I'm just doing my own thing right now? Like,
well, it definitely feels like
I'm the only person bringing it up. That's it.
No, it was like A State London. It was like I brought my dad with me.
Yeah,
and I was like seeing everyone like who I've met or who also know my dad as well. It was sort of like jumping into the same
wait a
scene.
minute.
Yeah, like introducing all the people at Armada. So saying, oh, here's my dad. And they're like, oh, I've known him for years. It was cool, but it's quite weird, but it's nothing bad.
So you walk into a festival and everybody's like, hey, high five your father and hugging. You're like, hey, wait a minute. They're supposed to say hi to me, not to me. No, just kidding. When did you realize that you didn't want to just learn stuff from your dad, but also just go your own way? Because you said you started with hip hop and your father was doing, I'm pretty sure your father also did like side projects and other producing things as well. I know he's a good drummer, for example.
Yeah.
So when was the moment that you were like, okay, I'm out of the garage band. He taught me a little bit about the basics of how to make music. When was the first moment that you stepped away from his guidance and just started making your own thing? Was it something that started straight away, or how can I see that?
Production wise, it took quite a while because obviously starting out, it takes, the process of learning everything.
Yeah.
But like creative wise, he'd like refuse to help me with anything. I'd be like, oh, Dad, what do you think you should go over this? Be like, you figure it out.
That's amazing.
Yeah. But production wise, every now and again, I'll ask him, oh, what do you think I should do with this to make it sound better? But
yeah,
mostly it was probably after my second tune, he was more like hands off, saying, do it all yourself.
Yeah.
But the first 2, he definitely helped a lot production wise.
Yeah, I can imagine because, he is like the sound that he created is so massive. Like, I can understand that he gave you like the opportunity to just discover yourself, how to create your melodies and whatever. But the production is already up there, so I can imagine that for him it must be hard to not jump in more often. Like when he hears you in the studio and then he's by himself on doing something, and you're like, oh, I should go in there and say he needs to switch that to F minor or whatever. Must be hard. So I'm trying to picture that. Do you feel that you're on your total own track right now? There's nothing left anymore of what he's doing, or you're doing everything by yourself right now?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, like I said, I'll ask him or bring him in, or what do you think? But
that's it.
Yeah, that's it now. He's pretty hands off with it.
And are you using his plugins and samples, or all the time?
That's probably the biggest.
That's the biggest plus.
I haven't had to get anything really.
Like that. Can I have that wave bundle, the gold one, please? No, that's awesome, man. Okay, let's get your dad out of the way because we're here to talk about you. One thing that I really wonder about, because you're 18 years old, right?
Yeah.
Being so young on the scene, can it be intimidating? Is it? Do you feel like have a disadvantage to other people, or do people judge you differently because you're young? Do you feel?
I think. Well, I don't know. It's sort of. I think it's more daunting, a little bit, because it is sort of, especially that the A sort's been thrown in the deep end a little bit.
Yeah, but we'll get to that.
Yeah. But no, people have been really nice to me. Actually, they've always been like, well, James has been quite fatherly when my dad's not been there and stuff.
Yeah.
And no one's been horrible or been like trying to overshadow me or anything. They're all pretty supportive.
That's very nice, to be honest, because it's the music scene. It's a harsh and idiotic world at times. Do you feel that the people are taking you seriously already, or do you feel like some people are just looking at you like, young kid, what is he supposed to do? You don't have any experiences like that?
No, nothing like that. Well, okay. Yeah, hopefully never. But
well, you never know. It's the first time. No. Well, that's good to hear, because the next question was going to be, how did you push through it? But you don't have to, because you don't have an experience like that. What is something that you really struggled with in the start of your career? Let's say 3 years ago, when you're starting to explore music and started to make music. Is there something that you really struggled with that you can give us an advice to someone else in your position, let's say 3-4 years ago? And is there something like a struggle?
Like music wise, it's probably biggest struggle is trying to like figure out the genre. Like, there's always like not like a notebook, but there's like a style and stuff that needs to be. I was like, by just listening to it, like straight away, it's quite difficult, but like you need to keep listening to it and referencing to try and make the sort of sounds to fit that genre. But like as a whole, I'd probably say social media is definitely the hardest part.
Yeah. Why is it so hard for you?
Well, it's sort of just like going from nothing to something. It's hard to do, hard to gain traction.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure my way out around it, but
yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are judging you on the numbers that you are, let's say, on social media. Is there a certain tactic that you're using, or are you looking at other profiles as examples, or how do you approach that?
Similar to music, really. Sort of, I'm just trying to like look at what other people are doing, seeing what does well for them, or I mostly post if I've got something to say or announce, or like keep people updated on stuff. Yeah. Don't try to spam it too much, but
it's really hard because there's no right or wrong in any ways. I always think it's not necessarily about your music that you're posting or the post that you're doing. It's about the story of you. Yeah. That's how I always try to see it. Like some people don't even like your music. I'm over exaggerating, but they don't like your music, but they like you as a story. And then that's what they want to follow somehow. So that's how I try to do, not just to spam tracks all the time, Now, in sound, we're skipping a little bit to the sound design, because I'm very curious, because especially as a young artist yourself, you're crafting your own sound. You're crafting who you are in the studio. Who's River. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about the sound design that you're choosing right now that really puts a signature on a track. Can you describe that? Is it hard to say?
It's hard to describe in words, really. Sort of just play about until it sounds good. But definitely keeping that old school sort of feel. Mm-hmm. I think there's definitely ways in sound design to do that. To not make everything like really big or pretty simple in sound design. But honestly, they're just not that technical. I don't really know the technicalities. I sort of just play with it till it sounds good.
But let's say just as a sound, like what is the River sound?
High energy.
High energy.
Melodic.
That's a good one.
And I don't know.
Fun. Yeah, that's what I would say. Yeah. Like when I listen to a set of yours, people get a smile on their face because, you play fun tunes. That's how I see it, at least.
Yeah.
Now, okay, that's the sound, River. And now let's go to the story of River. So when someone sees your socials, what are you trying to present? Like, who is River?
I mean, honestly, at the moment, I'm just being me. I'm not really too putting on like a front or anything. It's sort of just an 18-year-old kid who's making music, really. Not much else apart from that.
And besides that, what else are you doing besides making music? Nothing. Just making music all day.
At the moment,
yeah.
Full time, just trying to rack up tunes and stuff. Get better, really.
Get better in your craft and everything that you're doing. Now, the first tunes that you released, like I Can't Sleep, I've been having it in my head for 2 days now, so great. Those have more like an emotional, trancey vibes, and I see that you're shifting a little bit, not necessarily away from it, but you're doing some more broader things, I would say.
Yeah.
If you're sitting in the studio, what is more important for you? That you're looking at the melody or a feeling? What are you looking for right now? Because I guess it's different than last year already.
Yeah, I think it's the vibe and the atmosphere the song creates. I think that's more important than everything. I think definitely when a tune's got a great melody, I'm like, oh, I love that. But I think the most important is the whole tune as a whole, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel it's different already that it's not, because like I said, I Can't Sleep Tonight was March 2024, I think.
Yeah.
So you probably created it in 2023 before you had any DJ experience.
Yeah.
Does that influence a lot in what you're doing right now? Now that you did a few shows that you're...
Yeah, it's definitely... think about it more in the studio, because obviously I'd never really thought about the DJing side before. But like, I think it's because I've obviously got more into the industry. I've sort of heard different sounds, like the Dutch scene at the moment I'm loving.
Yeah.
Like me and Bengal were talking about it the other day, like the Y2K stuff I'm quite liking.
Yeah.
I obviously love the trance and the classics, so it's sort of whatever I'm feeling in the studio, sort of try to bring into it.
Yeah, Ben has a lot of knowledge of that, so that helps out a lot, I would say. Now, okay, another thing, like I said, Can't Sleep Tonight was released in last year. But when we put together the lineup for State of Trance, the first thing we had in mind was like, okay, we need to get this River on board. And I didn't know that you were a son of Stenway back then. No, I had no idea. I just loved that music so much that it was like, okay, we need to give this guy a platform. And we did not know that you didn't play a set before that, because I only see the name, I see the tunes, and most of the times it's like, okay, this person has been playing music for 10 years. I have no idea. I don't know you. I only know your music. So can you tell us a little bit what went through you when you got in the booking request for State of Trance? Like, what happened?
I think it was...
How did you get it in?
Oh, I was buzzing. It was, I think, James messaged me.
Yeah, James is the A&R. We'll get to him later.
All right.
I have a few questions for him. Yeah.
No, James messaged me, I think. And it was, you asked if I wanted to play it, and I was over the moon. I was thinking, if I get this show, I'll actually be sort of on the way there, because that's the hardest part, I think, trying to get rolling with the shows. And I was like, oh, massive. So, no, I was so scared for it.
But you didn't have shows before that, right?
No, when he asked me, I didn't know how to DJ at all.
So what did you do? Because some people would say, I'm not a DJ yet, I don't want to do it. Yeah. But obviously you're not going to do that. So what did you do? How did you approach that?
So there's like the little ones, which are like a couple £100. So I bought those.
The RX2, whatever, those consoles. Yeah.
So I bought those just to like get the fundamentals. Obviously my dad, again, taught me.
Yeah, he knows how it works.
But then I went to, there's studios in Bristol in town which have got the 3000s and the A9, so went there every now and again. So I picked it up pretty quick, to be fair.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So you just got some equipment, started practicing, and that's it. And then, because you didn't release too many tunes before that,
no,
that means that you can't play a full production set either. No. So how did you approach that? With, okay, I'm not really sure what I'm playing, or did you start just collect the tunes that you loved so much? Or
I'll tell you, that was probably the hardest thing. So it was like, I'm sort of got an open canvas here. I can play whatever I want.
And people don't know what to expect.
Yeah. So, yeah, at that time I was just going through 1001 track lists, listening to everyone else's sets, seeing if there's any like undergroundy type tunes that I like, or see what's getting great crowd reactions.
Yeah.
And in general, songs I like, and just sort of pick them out.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. Well, that helps a lot. Okay, so now you're here in the Netherlands, in the Howie, playing your show.
Yeah.
Was there any tune that you couldn't wait to play out? Was there some stuff that you made especially for that show, for example?
I was really excited to play a tune I released, Nothing to Lose, out, because I seen when Armin played it on here, it got quite a good reaction, and all my friends loved it. So I was excited to play that. There was Hannah Lang did a remix of a hard housey tune, which the drops just mental. I was really excited to play that.
So you sit in the car on the way to the venue, like, I can't wait to play that one. I can't wait to see the crowd reaction. How did you experience that first set? From all the way from walking from the artist area to the stage to when you're done.
Oh, because we had that meal before, didn't we?
Yeah, that was really nice.
Yeah,
and we had an artist meal where we just invited all the artists that were playing at the festival to come together and just chill out. It was super nice because normally you don't see each other at all. Yeah,
food was great. I was quite annoyed because I had to miss the dessert. I had to go.
I finished yours, don't worry.
But no, because the Ahoy Rotterdam is massive.
Yeah, it is.
I had absolutely no clue where to go. I didn't know how to like get a liaison over.
Okay, so you just had to find out yourself.
No, I came back in and I was sat next to Farius at the dinner. I was like, "Can you help me to get to the stage?" So we got someone over for me. Thankfully, I think I got there like 5 minutes before.
Oh no, the stress.
Yeah, my friends who got on my AAA, they were like, they only just got there in time. Like they had no clue.
They were running through the venue. They were also trying to figure out where you were.
Yeah.
But you got there in time.
Yeah.
Okay, so you plug in your USB and then what happened?
Just sort of, because I made quite a long intro. I did a cinematic version of my Drifting Away remix.
Okay.
It was like a couple minutes. So I was like, give myself a few minutes
to get in and just land on the position where you are.
Yeah. And then just sort of, I guess you might know what it's like. Just first couple mixes in, you're flying from there, really.
Yeah.
What my dad always used to say to me.
And then it was over before you knew it.
Yeah, it goes so fast.
And what happened afterwards?
Well, it was the best feeling ever. And I sort of celebrated it with my friends. Obviously met more of the artists that were there. Just enjoyed it.
You got some good connections out of it that you're still maintaining at the moment, I think.
Yeah.
I saw you were clicking well with Sis, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, he's really nice.
Yeah, he's a great guy. All right, let's go to the studio a little bit because what is one plugin right now that this is a little bit of a nerdy talk because we have to discuss this as well. What is the one plugin or synth that you can't live without?
I couldn't. If we go in
we can go deep.
We can go deep. Genuinely, probably the Pro Q3 stuff, well, especially the EQ, just because you can do so much with it. You can do all the dynamic stuff. I'm not too sure. Probably that.
Yeah. Pro EQ, that's the most important one. And then synth-wise, besides Serum. Serum's too easy.
I was going to say Serum.
What is the secret tool out of the box?
I quite like Diva as well. That's especially for the trancier sounds. It's great synth.
And the plugs that you did in Can't Sleep Tonight or I Can't Sleep, which one was that? Because those are divine, man. Those are awesome.
They were silent. I think it was layers. I think it was mostly silent Inspire because they were from my dad's sound banks.
Thank you, Ian.
That was his favorite synths.
So. Yeah, no, those plugs are that. The first time I heard it, I was like, oh shit, how did he do that? Well, there you go. I'll ask Ian. I'll have to text him about that. All right, let's go more into the studio because, like I said, you're working on music full time now. Do you ever get into like a writing's block or whatever, and how do you deal with that?
Oh, it's yeah, definitely. I was in one quite a few weeks ago. It was sort of just nothing happening. Like the more you try, the worse it gets. Like,
yep.
So generally, go on a walk, have a day off. That's what I do, because otherwise, I'm just gonna keep spiraling.
Yeah.
So
and you just make nothing good at a certain point anymore. Okay, so you just walk away. That's it.
Yeah, that's what I do.
But that's hard, isn't it?
Yeah, it's because you sort of not got anything else to do at that point.
No.
Or another thing I do is go through banks, find sounds that are really good, and that can sometimes spark a bit of.
And suddenly you have like a sound that you're like, oh shit.
Yeah. Melody writes itself, kind of.
But that's the hard part, because sometimes you just feel like, okay, I need to walk away. I need to walk away because this is going nowhere. But you might miss the moment.
Yeah.
And it's hard because you know,
definitely.
Because sometimes you just hit the wall and you have to walk away, but you don't, and then 4 hours later, you just threw away 4 hours.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to see, like, because I always like to ask this question to everyone, because everybody has something different that they do with, because it's one of the worst feelings that you can have as a musician, for sure. What is the and now something else? That's the other side of things. Is there also a track that you feel like, okay, it was working, but it's not working anymore? And what do you do then? That you're very enthusiastic about at the beginning. Like, you're like, okay, this is the best shit I've ever written. And then at a certain point, it doesn't click anymore.
Yeah. A lot of the time, I either just leave it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've got like a massive folder at home of just like stuff that's like couple days on it, which is just like half there. So that's another thing I do with writer's block, just go back through those sometimes. But I'll either leave it or I'll send it to James or my dad, if it's worth finishing.
Yeah.
But sometimes they say that and you're like, nothing else is happening with it.
Nothing else is happening. And in the massive amount of tracks that you say that you have, is there a track in there that you feel like, okay, I love this, but I know if I'll send it to James or to your father, they're not gonna like it, but I love it. And is it stopping you from sending it to them?
No, I think I've sent him some questionable stuff in the past. But no, they're both pretty good at. Well, my dad's a bit more opinionated than James, but
yeah, in what way?
He'll just be like pretty. My dad likes what he likes, but to be fair, recently I've been experimenting with a bit of like UK garagey sort of trancey blendy stuff, and he's actually quite enjoyed that, which I was like quite scared to play it to him. To be honest with you.
So how did you approach that? You're like, okay, I made this, and for me it works, but
yeah, I sort of
you were hesitant to show it to him, or you were like, okay, I'm gonna show it, and it doesn't matter what he's gonna say, I'm gonna push through anyway.
No, I was sort of just I was just like, what do you think of this? Because in my new tune only one, it's sort of got like a trancey sub with a garage reese over the top of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's when he first sort of heard it, and he actually really liked that.
You're like, yes,
yeah, because he just thought it was pretty different because he's never really been into the speed garagey stuff. He's never really heard it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did like a for my show in London. I made like a Cool on Me, Eric Prydz.
Mm-hmm.
I did like a version where I just sped it up and put a garage drum loop and a bass under it. And he thought he really didn't like that as well. So
he wasn't here for Rotterdam, I think, was he?
No.
So actually, A State of Trance London was the first time we saw you play also.
Yeah. I think he was more nervous than I was.
Did you get to see him during the show as well, or were you just in the zone doing your thing, or was he on the dance floor somewhere, or?
No, on the stage too, it was like it came round, didn't it?
Yeah,
like,
people could stand behind you. Yeah.
So when he was like on the side there, I seen him. Actually, I played one of his tunes as well. So I turned around. Like,
which one did you play?
I think it's called Dream State. I can't remember what label it was released on, but it was like the breakdown's unbelievable on it.
Yeah.
I wanted to throw like a classic 138 tune just to break it up a bit. Went down quite well actually.
Yeah, I guess. Well, he wrote a lot of really good tunes.
Yeah,
absolutely. Folding Universe, one of my all-time favorites. Okay, now let's look at the future, because you're sitting on a lot of music right now. What can we expect in the next few months? Did you already plan everything out, or what's going to happen?
Not too sure. Well, I've got that remix coming out next week. which I'm quite excited for. Got a couple stuff that are like in the works that might be coming out.
Might
be.
Being cryptic here, oh my God.
Don't know.
Yeah.
No contract signed yet. So
okay. As long as the contract's not here, he's not going to talk about
but
it.
Like, pretty likely. And hopefully do another remix here and there, because I actually quite enjoyed that.
And are you doing some collaborations as well with other artists at the moment?
Yeah. I've got a collaboration with someone from Bristol. She's called Gia. She's really good. I actually seen her, I think it was on a night Ben Hemsley was meant to be playing.
Okay.
I messaged her on my tunes because she's from Bristol as well. And then she sent me this tune where I quite liked a bit of the melody from it. So we sort of worked on it. And then I'm doing stuff with other people, but nothing like finalized yet.
Just in the works.
In the works.
So what happened since last year in your inbox, let's say? Do you have people reaching out to you much more right now than in the past?
Yeah, it's quite weird because it's, why do you want to do a tune with me?
You're like, what's going on?
Yeah.
A bit of imposter syndrome happening sometimes. Yeah, I understand that. I mean, they hear your music and they hear that it's good. They probably want to reach out and see if you want to do something. That's really cool though.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people would like to work with you on a lot of stuff as well. Now, since you're such a young and upcoming artist, I also asked if James, because James is here as well, he's looking into his laptop right now, but I would like to throw some stuff to you as well, James, and which is of course about River, because River is the star of this podcast, 100%. But I'm very curious about certain things, how you're looking at it, because James Hyde is one of the leading A&Rs here at Armada Music, and all the music so far of River has been released on Armada Music, and you kind of took River under your wings, right?
Yeah, well, obviously...
let me open your microphone so people can hear you. That helps.
That would help. Yeah. Obviously I've known River since he was quite young, probably like 10 years now, something like that. Obviously working with Ian in 2015, 2016 and up till now. So I've known Riv since he was little. And
did you meet him already when he was so little?
Yeah. So I'd go to their house because obviously I lived in Swindon, Ian was in Bristol, so we'd do A&R sessions periodically in their house, which is now ironically River's studio. So then Riv would come home from school, and then he might pop his head in or whatever. So and the other kids as well, they'd come home one by one or whatever. So
when was the first moment that you received music from him? Was it directly from River or was it from Ian?
I think Ian hit me on WhatsApp and just said, look, Riv's been getting his head down into getting into trance, dance music and stuff like that. So I was like, right, send, please.
And
yeah, I was like, whoa, hang on a minute. I was like, did you do this or did he do it? And he was like, no, I taught him the ropes, but this is all him. So I was like, whoa, this is super impressive.
Was that I Can't Sleep or was it something else? Another demo that you didn't sign or?
I think there might have been an early one.
You still remember, River?
There was one before I Can't Sleep.
Yeah. But it was good. It was really good. I think what Riv's really good at, and a lot of people are not so good at this, is trawling through Splice and finding samples that either haven't been used or using them in a more creative way.
By pitching them up.
Yeah. Because, as an A&R, you get sent so many demos and it's crazy the amount of demos that use the same top line purely because it's, they might have gone on, search keywords, uplifting trance and been super lazy.
A 138 vocal on G minor and
Yeah, but I think Riv's really good at actually, looking for left field stuff or, and doing it that way. And yeah, I was blown away by I Can't Sleep and all the subsequent tracks have been, on fire. And I think tune by tune, I think the productions are getting better. That and you mentioned about his sound kind of diversifying a bit, and I think that's he's exploring his sound and obviously club culture as well, being young. So I think that's helping.
So what stood out for you first? Because of course, River, it has his father and the legacy. So how did you look beyond the legacy of Ian? And what for you was the moment that Riv was like, okay, this is something different?
Yeah, I think it's just the quality of production, and I think it just gave me the feeling like, wow, this is actually like nostalgic trance, but in a modern production. And, you know, of course, I share all the music with Armin, and, you know, Armin was super excited. And then I think he put the first one on one of the compilations, if I remember rightly.
Yeah.
ADE one.
And, you know, of course, if Armin gives you the thumbs up, you know you're doing the right thing as an A&R. So it kind of just validated what I already knew anyway. So, so, you know, regardless of being Standwic's son and being, a friend as well, it was like, this is good quality music. He's young, you know, we're looking for new talent. You know, the trance scene can't sustain, you know, the older crew forever.
Yeah.
And, you know, also similarly on the dance floor, you know, I'm not going to be around forever. I love trance, but you've got to get the new young blood in. So I think River, naturally, because he's younger, I think he will attract a younger crowd, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so,
100%.
Yeah.
And now, how do you help? Like I said, his sound is shaping the way it is right now because you're maturing with your sound, of course. How, as an A&R, do you help out with shaping his sound without changing it too much or without over-defining it?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
I'm just, as an A&R, I'm just more suggestive. So, you know, I might say, right, have a listen to this tune, try to get elements of that tune or whatever, you know, just, or in the case of the Landry mix, I think at first I think the main drop might have been the bouncy drop. And I said, what about taking it back to the euphoric part? So you get the, you know, you're catering for kind of the new school and the old school crowd. So, you know, he's got his fake drop at the beginning, which is bouncy, but then it goes into the main drop, and then you've got the, you know, the original ethos of the tune still. Mm-hmm. So just little suggestions here and there, you know, I think he knows what he's doing in the studio. So
yeah,
he doesn't really need.
Now, from your side, you know, you send something to James and you get feedback that you don't agree with. Do you feel that? Is it like that he's directing you somewhere, or do you feel that you still have the freedom to do whatever you want to do? Because it's hard to get criticized.
Yeah, James is quite nice about it, generally.
Constructive, not destructive.
Yeah. Constructive. So how do you deal with that?
No, I always try the stuff that he says, because like the Drifting Away remix, I only had that main like heavier, bouncier drop. And when he suggested it, I was like, well, I don't know if I can make it work, because the reason I had that drop was because I couldn't make the original drop, the bouncy drop work. So I just put it in anyway, and it was actually probably the best part of the tune now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think that's such a cool thing, because, you know, at first, because it might have been something that you didn't think about, and then suddenly it works, and then you're like, wow.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that, James? That you had something in mind and he actually managed to put it in the way that you had it, or even succeed the expectations there?
Yeah, it's nice as an A&R when one artist actually listens to you and value your opinion, but try something
For now.
and it works, because you know, as an A&R, and obviously I've come from the dance floor way before I was an A&R, so you know what works, especially on like a trance dance floor, even though you know things are changing rapidly right now with sounds and stuff. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you know, you kind of know in your head, that would work to go back to the euphoric part. So yeah, I'm glad he tried it and it worked. And Proof's in the Pudding is a phenomenal remix. You know, I think there hasn't really been too many remixes of that classic over the years. And yeah, there you go.
And it's such a massive tune.
Yeah, it really is.
Now, from your point of view, what has been, you would say, the biggest creative risk that River has taken so far? From your point of view, creatively?
I don't know. I think it's just a natural progression in his sound. I think the biggest risk was opening ASOT with no DJ experience, if you ask me. I mean, that's kind of, you know, he had to do that. You can't turn down ASOT, regardless of where you are in your DJ kind of career in terms of, I think he knew that he would be okay on the night, and it was, you know, and he's gone on leaps and bounds now, you know. I think watching him at ASOT London, he was thriving, you know. And, you know, he played to no one to begin with, and then they all rushed in. And by the end of his set, you had thousands of people. So
that's wild, isn't it? That people come running in for you.
It was my group of mates first. They were the first people. That was funny.
You're like, come on. I know what it is to play in front of a no crowd.
Yeah.
An empty dance floor.
quite.
And it's
difficult.
actually the funniest thing that when you finish your set and it's full and people are already vibing along. So
Yeah.
that's super nice. So in trust wise, you know, because an A&R and an artist, that's really a trust kind of thing, right? Because you have to trust in what he's saying with the feedback.
Yeah.
Do you have ever a moment that you're like, okay, I don't really trust your A&R ears right now, and
No.
I'll just stick to this? No.
I think my dad has always spoke very highly of James and what James has done for my dad's music.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like you can grow like too close to your own tunes. What
Yeah.
you know, like you think, oh, this is unbelievable.
Yeah, you listen to it too many times.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah.
And someone comes back saying, well, it's not. But you sort of, I think I take that advice over my own. Especially I take James's word over my own a lot of the time.
Yeah, like he says, you know, I think it's just another pair of ears. It's another opinion, because I think some people don't.
But with a lot of knowledge.
Yeah, to a point. But A&R is just a game of opinions, and I think a lot of producers get a bit ate up on, you know, oh, I need to release on this label, and you know, maybe it gets rejected from a certain label, but another label takes it and it flies. It's just a game of opinions, and you know, I've got things wrong over the years, and seeing tracks fly on other labels, like, damn,
it happens.
But at that point in time, when I listened to it, it could have been a different track to what was released also. So, yeah. But it is just a game of opinions, and you just try and give your honest opinion in a constructive way, as I mentioned.
In a constructive and nice way.
Yeah, you know, you just help. You know, you're just another pair of ears, basically, and help guide the artist without, you know, like I say, being destructive, because there's just no point in that. That doesn't get anyone anywhere. So.
Yeah, but I think it's quite unique at the moment because, you know, for you are an A&R, so from a business perspective, it's probably easier for you to work on artists that have 100 millions of streams. I don't know how many, but you still take someone on your wings that is in the beginning part of his career. So I guess is it harder or is it easier, or what do you prefer as an A&R, to work with River, or let's say an artist that does 1 million listeners a month?
I prefer the build, because I think you get more out of it. Of course, you know, I can sign records from big artists, and you know, they'll hit the ground running and do streams from the off, and it's easy. But I think really building an artist, and I think that's what Armada have always been good at. And of course, we come from trance, so we understand it. We kind of pretty much own it. So, you know, we've got such a good kind of thing going with Armin at the top of the pyramid, and you know, I just find tracks from River and people like that, and you know, obviously Armin has a big say in it, because he'll play it on the show, he'll compile it on the compilations, he'll play it live. So that's a great vehicle for new artists such as River, that, you know, I think we've got such a good environment here at Armada.
Yeah.
And I very much prefer that, you know, working long-term, setting goals and trying to achieve those goals, and really building artists, you know?
Yeah. And maybe a weird question, but how do you measure success at the moment of his career for now? I know it's a rough question.
Numbers?
Well,
No, not necessarily numbers, but let's say getting plays on radio by other artists, or is it about building certain confidence with your artist, or is it something else?
Yeah, I think obviously everyone looks to the metrics like Spotify. So I think you always look to Spotify. Oh, are we in transmission playlist? Yes, no, whatever. I think it's nice for River and acts that are kind of coming up, you know, the new nostalgic trance kind of UK bounces kind of sound for people like Ben Hemsey, Hannah Lengs, those kind of guys that are at the top of the tree now. To be supporting a lot, of course, alongside Armin, you know, and Armin's support is something that, you know, always will drive the trance music. But yeah, seeing these new school artists that are at the top of their game, like the ones I've just mentioned, supporting your music is, I think in this day and age, it really helps, because it's, you know, their fan base is a lot younger. So you get a lot of younger fan base then start to attach themselves to you as well. So.
Yeah. So in the last one and a half years that you've been working together, what has been the biggest improvement from both of you sides? What has been the improvement with...
Oh, well, like relationship-wise?
Yeah, or whatever, like production-wise, relationship-wise. I don't know, any improvement. That's the biggest improvement.
I'd say we chat a lot more than at the start, because I was always pretty wasn't scared to message you, but like,
Yeah. His dad was
Big
like,
scary A&R. No.
his dad would message me. "Oh."
Yeah.
So, but yeah, just, yeah.
Communication.
I've told him, yeah. But for me, just to see him grow, I mean, like I say, you know, he didn't even know how to DJ like less than 2 years ago. So, and I've been
Less
kind
than
of
a year ago. Yeah.
I've been DJing quote unquote for 20 odd years and I still not perfected it. So it's like,
No one has.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
But to watch him, you know, unfazed in front of a crowd is, it's really good. And obviously to see kind of him take off where Ian kind of left off, if you like, is really good to see. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing to see also. Yeah, especially because, you know, I've done a lot of shows with Ian. At a certain point, he was even having the drums on stage and stuff like that. So that was really cool. And then seeing you here in the studio is really nice. So on the long term, what are some of the goals that you see as an A&R with River? What is the aim artistically or professionally or?
Yeah, I think help him build his career. Really, I mean, he's just in the very early stages. You know, to be of that age and played 2 ASOTs is pretty mad.
That's a lot
really.
more than other people already. Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, you know, the only way is up, and we've got more gigs that you want to try and secure for him. You know, other festivals and stuff. But I think the music needs to speak for itself, and right now it is doing that. You know, I think he's broadening his horizons in terms of the production, the sound and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, you know, long may it continue. And I think if we can kind of continue getting the supports from Armin, from your Ben Hemsleys, from your Hannah Lengs, then I think we're on the right path, basically.
In the meantime, stay grounded as well.
yeah,
Feet on
Yeah.
the ground. That's one of the most important things, I would say. Well, thank you so much for answering all these questions. I'm looking forward to what you're going to do in the future, for sure. What is your own goal, let's say, in the next 2 years? Okay, so let's say in 2 years from now, we'll be sitting here again.
yeah.
What do you think happened in the last few years?
Some more shows would be good. I wouldn't say like massive shows because it's a short period, but like
You never know. It went quite fast already.
regular shows,
Yeah.
I think would be obviously unbelievable. And I think just hopefully a couple more great releases that maybe do a bit more numbers on Spotify, like, you know, next song's better than your last one kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just
continue what you're doing right
Yeah,
now, and then we'll see what's happening.
yeah, just keep getting up there.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much once again for being here. Also, James, thanks for the insights. It's always nice to hear from you, mate. Well, thank you, River. See you again in 2 years. Let's talk. No, we're going to see you before
2
that.
years on the day.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much for listening to this A State of Trance podcast. See you next time for a new one. Bye-bye.
Thank you for tuning in. Check all previous episodes on YouTube or your favorite podcast portal.